Hi there and welcome. Thank you for coming along to learn and watch and learn how to control your impulsiveness before and during trading. So our agenda basically today is giving you some simple tips how to control your impulsiveness when trading. Okay, so there are three different factors to successful trading. One is what we call the mental conditioning. The second is the body conditioning, whereas the mind-body continuum that without a healthy body, the mind couldn't function. And hence, if the mind couldn't function, you can have the most perfect system. You won't be able to execute a trade or make mistakes through micromanaging the account and so forth is because of the mental component. So if all three are in sync, then you'll have the zone in between, the focus, the mental game, and simply once you're in this state, you're pretty much unbeatable. For those who have been trading and more experienced traders, I know you've experienced that. The question is, how can you do that consistently, mainly more on a regular basis? And hence, there's a lot of different things or factors, different exercises that we'll be able to do to be in that state. Right, so when it comes to mental conditioning, this is when you have mastered the process, how to control your emotions, you're being mindful, the self-awareness component, you're also controlling your own ego by your own self, meaning the being aspect, the being as explained from our last workshop is simply the being of disciplined, focused, patient, responsible, committed, motivated, having the passion, having the desire to keep going, persistence, confidence rather than arrogance, where ego is mainly the fear, the doubt, the lack of self-confidence, the irritation, the sadness, depression, the greed. So once all this controls you, then pretty much it is challenging to make money consistently when you're in that state because now the ego controls you rather than the self controlling you. And with the body conditioning is when you are well rested, you had enough ample rest, because when you're well rested, the mind can function. You're not tired. You don't feel lethargic. You're hydrated, very important. You eat right. To have a healthy, balanced diet, by the way, is by having more greens and fruit in a high pH level, super greens or superfoods, right? Rather than acidic foods, more mainly alkalinity versus acidity. We're gonna have a workshop with that one, by the way. It's a one-day event, how to be in a peak performance state with body conditioning. And lastly, it is exercising to stay fit. Because when you exercise, the blood keeps flowing, you will be able to function way better, the mind will focus way better, and hence do you exercise on a daily basis even before you trade. So very important. And also part of the mental conditioning, by the way, is also the meditation and visualization aspect of it. Lastly, is the technical conditioning, is where this is now your skills and knowledge of trading. So if you're going to rate yourself out of 10, what would it be? If you're below par, then definitely you need more training. Give us a call. In actual fact, next Tuesday is we're going to start another beginner session, part of the spring quarter, and we are more than happy. I invite you to attend our classes for free for 2 weeks, and basically being you trying us out. It's no skin behind your back. It's simply there for you to learn. If you like it, you move forward. If you don't, I know it's okay. But preferably, I know for a fact that once you get into the program, you're going to love it. Also, knowing your risk management strategy, your money management strategy. So once you have everything in terms of your tool belt, and then you have your mental conditioning component, your body conditioning, they're all in sync, and this is where you can be in a zone. So let's discuss about the key reasons why traders fail. One of them is about impulsiveness, being impatient. There are other reasons why traders fail, but this is one of them. So impulsive impatience is the cause by feeling you don't want to miss out, you don't want to be left behind. It is a response to anxiety felt while trading. It is also the anxiety about the future that manifests itself as a lack of discipline. So if you have this type of feeling in terms of when you're trading, before trading, or even during trading, you feel impatient, you have that anxiety emotion, then maybe perhaps it is the lack of discipline. You don't have much planning and preparation. You don't want to miss out, and hence you enter for the sake of entering. And if you're in that essence, then you are impatient. So your impulsiveness plays a trick on you. Do not confuse impulsiveness with intuition, by the way. They are not the same. So how do you refrain from being impulsive? Is to practice patience. There are different exercises when it comes to patience. We're going to discuss that as well in terms of a simple technique. So here's some key questions that I want you to answer right now. So I want you to pick your pen and your notebook. I want you to answer this. Do you have patience? If you rate yourself out of 10, what would it be? 10 being patient, 1 being the most impatient, 5 being halfway point. So if you're going to rate yourself out of 10, what would it be? Good. So the moment you enter, you need to have a predetermined plan for your next action as the future unfolds. It is imperative to always have a plan. If you don't have a plan, write one. Then email it to me, esttraders@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to have a look at it. If not, like I said, next Tuesday we're going to start the next class for the beginners, and we're going to discuss more when it comes to your plans, your goals, right? So if you don't have a plan, create one. A trading plan, preparation, like any type of sport. You'll never see an elite athlete, a world-class athlete being unprepared prior to a major competition. Traders are also the same. They plan, prepare. People win consistently. They plan, prepare beforehand. They study in terms of their trades. They look at their losing trades and they find a way on how to make it better. So likewise in our classes of what we do in our live trading class, in terms of our live case-to-case scenario, we look at the scenarios of what's in terms of the trades that didn't work out. Why? Is it because of the methodology? Is it because of the mental component? So how can you also apply patience in trading? If you are patient, and I invite you to have a look at the other areas of your life. How patient are you when it comes to your family, to your kids, at work, to your friends, to your trading? So if you're patient with your kids and you're patient with your career, then how can you apply patience in regards to your trading? If you're new to the game, on the other hand, then it is good for you that you are knowing this if you're new, because patience is a value that's actually needed in trading. Okay, great. Next question. When you lose patience, how does it affect you? If you look at your outside world, in terms of your family, your kids, when you lose patience, how does it affect you? Do you get irritated? Do you scream at them? Do you get moody? How about at work, when you lose patience with your coworkers because they need more stuff from you? How does it affect you? How do you feel when you have patience, on the other hand? When you have patience with your kids, when you have patience with your partner, when you have patience with your coworkers, when you have patience with your analysis, with your trading, how do you feel? What actions do you have to take in order to be patient in trading? So what actions or what action steps do you have to take in order to be patient in trading? So for example, for my experience for myself, to be patient is I have a very detailed trading checklist that I go through one by one. There's already key questions that I have to answer. And then from there, the during component is simply asking to myself is still within the criteria of the methodology? Am I in a state of greed, or am I in a state of objectivity where there's more? So let's discuss about hesitation, entry, and procrastination. That also causes impulsiveness or the anxiety component. So hesitation is the inability to commit because you might be wrong and you might lose. It is also the avoidance of pain, of the possibility of being wrong, and seems far easier than the equal possibility of the profit and satisfaction of being right. So for example, if your analysis was right, but you weren't willing to take the risk, even though the scenario was right, you won't profit. Thus, this makes you frustrated, disappointed, and impatient. Remember that it is the expectation of wanting to know the future before you act. It is also where the hesitation and exit is the inability to exit your position when your stop loss point is reached. So there are three reasons why traders hesitate to exit. One is the question, what if it rebounds after I close out? Two, it is mainly the hesitation and exit amplifies hesitation to entry next time. Hesitation on taking profits. What if it takes off again? What if it goes further? And if it doesn't do that, the result, disappointment, frustration, and self-loathing because profits have been lost. So therefore, take responsibility. Work with what is and what might be. I'll give you a perfect live case scenario in terms of what happened with one of basically my trades that happened a few days ago. So and why distraction actually plays a very big role. And since the majority of my trades are currency trades, and remember anyway, when it comes to trading price, it doesn't really matter which one you trade. They're all basically the same. So here's the euro against the US dollar. Here you have an entry point to enter here, dated May 9th. And then the next day, it went up, currently in a profit, and there was more. Entered more of a positions. Third day, still in profit. Fourth day, it reached almost to 120. And with some of my positions, I got out. Some of the accounts at 119.73. It reached to 119.96, and it settled at the end of the day at 119.26. So when I see this type of a candle where it's called gravestone doji, where there's a lot of buying pressure, then in the end there's a lot of selling pressure, this is not really a good sign, because sellers took control at the very end where buyers disappeared, and there are a lot of resistance of sellers right there. And if once buyers disappear, sellers will come in, and this is when price will start to drop. So the euro has been dropping since April 17, and it is in a downtrend. So here is just simply a counter trend correction from this downtrend. In actual fact, didn't even hit the first level of correction based on the fibs. So I didn't close my position because I was getting greedy. Part of my expectation was it is going to go to the 38.2%, which is close to 120.70, almost 121. It didn't do that though. And hence, part of the hesitation, I didn't close out. It basically dropped. And all the profits that I basically have made, I basically lost it. I didn't lose it, but it basically, if I close it, then I would have lost it. And this is where we're at today. So the lesson is simply this. to avoid being distracted, to avoid distractions, stay away from social media like Hangouts, Facebook, Twitter. And that was my mistake, was I got distracted through social media rather than me focusing on my own trades to close all the positions. Simply, I did not. I only closed some of the positions, and the ideal was to short the euro or short this trade and then go back in to go long again when it's time to go long. So that was my share. So the lesson behind that is to not to be distracted, follow the plan, don't get greedy, and to take the profits and simply run. Okay, so I disobeyed my own set of rules. So even professional traders, we disobey our own set of rules, and that's just part of being human, right? So part of this I'm sharing with you as a trader. I just don't coach for the sake of coaching, I trade. And hence, that's why I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the emotions of trading and what to look out for. And then when I'm teaching or I'm coaching, is simply teaching and educating members as part of their training to avoid these type of mistakes. Well, it's unavoidable. We're still humans. We will always make mistakes, but nevertheless, as long as you learn from those mistakes, that's where it matters. Okay, so if you take responsibility and you work with what is, not what might be, without expectation, without the emotion of greed, then you will make money consistently. So here are certain key exercises for simple techniques on how to control your impulsiveness. One is simply, it is imperative to measure your own emotion, the emotional impulsiveness of a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the least, where there's no anxiety, to 10, where you're feeling anxiety, impatient, and being impulsive. So if you can measure that prior to trading, that would be great. Now, if you're, for example, feeling impulsive, then I want you to do a breathing exercise. So here's the exercise. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, breathe in, and breathe out. When you're doing this exercise, by the way, I want you to breathe in using your diaphragm, not your stomach, okay? Your diaphragm. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Good, you're doing well perfectly. Breathing in and breathing out. Any thoughts that come into play, I want you to acknowledge the thought. You cannot ignore the thought and just let go and focus on your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. If you haven't closed your eyes, I want you to close your eyes right now until I tell you to open them. Good, you're doing well perfectly. And the next deep breath, breathing in and hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and exhale. Inhale, hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold it for 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. Inhale, breathing in. And hold it for 16 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And exhale. Good, you're doing well perfectly. I want you to be aware of your state of relaxation, letting go of thoughts. Good, you're doing well, perfectly. Now I want you to focus on your third eye. Your third eye is the space between your eyes. And I want you to imagine that there's a pathway in front of you. In this pathway, there are 3 steps. I want you to walk towards those steps right now. And in front of you is a door. I want you to open that door. And on the opposite side of the door is you're seeing yourself sitting behind a screen trading. I want to see yourself calm and collected, focused, patiently waiting to press the button to buy or sell, following your plan. And when the time comes, you're seeing yourself pressing the trigger with no hesitation. Now that you've entered, you're also patiently waiting for the exit. Depending on your strategy, if you're day trading, you're reactive, you're calm, collected, patient. If you're a trend follower, a swing trader, a position trader, you put in your stops, your target points, and you leave it be. Letting it ride. Patiently waiting. And when you're calm, collected, and patient, you make money. Good, you're doing well perfectly. You see yourself as this patient, responsive, committed, motivated, open-minded, open to learning new things, passionate, desire, disciplined, consistent, profitable trader. I want you to see it, feel it. Good, you're doing well perfectly. Now I want you to get back to the door, open the door, close it. I want you to go back to where you're at. Focus on your breathing right now, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. And count of 3, you're going to open your eyes, fully relaxed, energized, and revitalized. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes, fully relaxed, energized, and revitalized. Good. How'd you feel? Did you feel great? So thank you for watching and listening. So utilize these exercises that you learned today. And next time you trade, very simple, try it out. Try the simple exercises, and let us know. Leave a comment below, or at the same time, also email us at estraders@gmail.com if you have any questions, or if you want further coaching, further assistance with your trading. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. And once again, like I said, in next week, we're going to start the new batch. So I invite you to attend our classes as a special guest for free for 2 weeks. And I have no doubt you're going to enjoy the program. All right, take care. Till next time, guys. Have a good one. Happy trading. See you soon.